All right, let's jump right in. I want to talk about something that sounds, well, completely backward. What if I told you that this flood of AI-generated content, all the fakes and the weird stuff, is actually the best thing that could happen to our brains? It's a huge paradox, but it might just be the key to a massive upgrade in how we think.
Yeah, I know. It sounds a little crazy. I mean, all we hear about are the dangers of misinformation and deepfakes. But what if? What if wading through all this digital noise is actually like a workout for our minds, forcing us to build a new set of mental tools we absolutely need to survive online today? That's really the big question we're going to dig into. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at just how massive this AI content explosion really is. Then, we'll get into the problem it's causing, these cracks in reality. After that, we'll see the wild solution that's emerging, a forced upgrade to our critical thinking. And to wrap it all up, I'll give you a new toolkit you can actually use. All right, let's dive into part one. This is the thesis. The world we're all living in right now, which is just this explosion of super accessible and powerful AI content creation. This isn't some far-off sci-fi future anymore. It is here, right now. These AI tools have gone from being a cool concept to a daily reality for, millions of people. Creators, marketers, you name it. And they're totally changing the game for how stuff gets made and just how much of it gets made. And look, the really wild part is the sheer variety of these tools. It's not just one thing. We're talking about AI that can take a long video and instantly slice it into a dozen viral clips, or create a stunningly realistic image from just a few words. It can write your emails, your marketing copy, heck, it can even clone your voice. This ease of access, that's what's pouring fuel on the fire. And if you want to talk about scale, get this, the Stanford HAI report found that on GitHub, which is basically the center of the universe for software development, the number of AI projects just exploded. It shot up by more than 40% in a single year. We're talking millions of projects here. This is not a slow drip, people. It is a full-on tidal wave. Okay, so when you have a wave that big, it's bound to create an opposing force, right? An antithesis. And here it is. The easier it is to make stuff, the harder it is to trust any of it. And that brings us to the next big piece of this puzzle, this total breakdown of trust in what we see with our own eyes.
This comment is just a perfect example of what I'm talking about. And honestly, a lot of you are already pros at this. Someone was just watching a video and spotted this tiny, weird detail. A car's tires splash through water, but there's no water on the rims. It's a classic AI glitch, a tell. We're all on high alert now, actively hunting for these little mistakes because we just can't take what we see at face value anymore.
And that right there is the key takeaway. The old reliable model of seeing is believing, the way humans have verified reality for forever, it's officially broken. It's done. With so much synthetic media out there, anything we see could be an incredibly convincing fake. And that reality forces us to question, well, everything.
And believe me, this isn't just some philosophical problem. It has very real dollars and cents consequences. The big platforms, they're fighting back. Google, for example, just rolled out a major update that absolutely hammered content that felt fake or low effort. Just look at these numbers. A whopping 71% of affiliate sites got hit. The whole system is trying to course correct, to reward real human experience. Because at the end of the day, these platforms know that our trust is the only thing they have.
So you've got this intense clash, right? The explosion of AI content on one side and our total breakdown of trust on the other. Whenever you have a conflict like that, something new has to emerge. And that leads us to the synthesis. This is where we are forced to evolve. We have to develop a brand new, way more sophisticated way of thinking.
I love this analogy because it really nails the shift. Think about our old model, trust your eyes. It was like a simple rule of thumb. It worked just fine for most of everyday life. But now, in this super complex world of AI, that's not enough. We need something more fundamental. We're basically upgrading from a simple guideline to a core principle, a much more powerful and accurate way of seeing the world. This is the new critical evaluation mindset.
There's actually a cool psychological term for this. It's called double loop learning. Okay, so single loop learning is when you spot a fake video and you go, that's fake, and then you just scroll on. Double loop learning is different. It's when spotting that fake video makes you fundamentally change your entire approach to all videos you see from that day forward.
See the difference? You're not just fixing one little error, you're upgrading the entire mental operating system that let that error slip by in the first place.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. In this last section, we're going to build out a toolkit, actual steps you can start using today to make your way through this crazy new world.
Think of this as your new default checklist for basically anything you see online. And look, this isn't about being cynical, it's about being smart. It's about asking simple questions. Who's behind this? Do they actually know what they're talking about? Can you spot any of those weird little glitches, like the water on the rims? What are they trying to achieve with this content? And the big one, can you double check this somewhere else?
And this is what that experience thing looks like in the real world. It's the difference between someone saying, yeah, the camera's great, and someone else saying, okay, I took over 500 pictures, and the low light performance is specifically 34% better than the last model. It's about proof, not just claims. It's showing, not just telling. And that's exactly what the algorithms, and frankly, what smart people are starting to look for. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Look, I get it. This new world can feel overwhelming, but I honestly think it's a huge opportunity. It is forcing us to switch our brains on, to ask better questions, and to be more active learners. As we all grapple with the challenges of AI, it might just be the very thing we need to unlock a little more of our own human intelligence. Thanks for digging into this with me.